So let's be honest, everybody loves someone who is a talented cook. So it's no surprise that Chef Zola and Chef Clem from Afternoon Express, well, they are incredibly popular across South Africa. Now, this dynamic duo, they are responsible for the Selati Baking Bootcamps across the country. And the Cape Town event was quite a treat, pun very much intended. Expresso viewers traded their TV remotes for Whisks at the Capsicum Culinary School for the first Selati Baking Bootcamp of the year. They knew a salted caramel cake was on the menu, but there was also another surprise announcement.
I'm Zola and he's Clem.
Zola and I'm Clem.
I'm really sweet.
And I'm her salty friend.
We're not going to sing the entire program.
No, because I can't.
No. This year we're putting you guys against each other.
So the best baker will be selected from each bootcamp, and those 3 top bakers will go up against each other in a final bake-off, with the top baker then baking on Expresso morning.
Woo! Yes. Cook on Expresso! Whoop, whoop.
To get the baking underway, the first step was making a sponge cake, a traditional mix of flour, sugar, butter and eggs, where technique determines the texture.
When you fold in the egg whites into the actual sponge, that's mostly where your air comes from. I do it in 2 parts, and you want to make sure that your mixture at the end is very even. Otherwise, you'll get very big pockets in your final cake.
Zola made it look really easy, but our intrepid bakers soon discovered the intricacy of making a good sponge cake.
When I first made the vanilla sponge cake, the more difficult part was the sugar and the butter, and it's better than a mixer. So I think the old school is better.
The most challenging part is probably mixing all the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. It's quite taxing on your forearms. Luckily, I had Kevin, my sous chef, to help me, and he did all the mixing, and I just gave him the instructions.
For the caramel for the popcorn decoration, the bakers heated sugar and syrup together into a sweet, sticky coating.
What we're looking for here is hard crack stage. So once the caramel has reached a mahogany color, because then you know it's sort of close to 140 degrees, you take a little drop of the caramel, pop it into the cold water, then you let it drop to the bottom. The cold water will cool it. Take it out, and you want to feel the little caramel nobule. So when it's hard cracked, then you're ready to go to the next step.
By adding a little bicarbonate of soda and then popcorn, the bakers create a kind of honeycomb popcorn for decoration.
I'm testing my caramel to see if it's at hard crack stage. That's perfect.
That's the one, so we
caramel.
And that caramel becomes a creamy, smooth, salted caramel sauce to drizzle over the cake.
Table salt is a really fine salt, so you're not going to have any trouble with big crystals forming. We've got quite a few sweet elements, so I think that'll be fine, the 3 little pinches of salt.
My salted caramel, I've always seen it in a book, and now I'm actually making it myself. Everything was perfect, it had the crunch. I was happy with that.
The bakers were given creative license in assembling and decorating their cakes, leaving Clem and Zola with a tough job of choosing the best baker at the bootcamp.
So I definitely think the bakers took what we said and made the cakes their own. Some stood out for me, some
not so much.
Not so much. The one burnt cake that got turned into a 2-tiered cake, that was
very creative. What I noticed, though, is some of the people were using the chefs more as partners than assistants.
So as for baking, not a lot of contribution to that one.
Yeah.
I made a little taster here, so that's on. You could just have a bite of that, and then we did some spun sugar. So yeah, I think it's a very good creation, actually. I'm very proud of myself.
I like the way that some people use the caramel popcorn in a different way. You know, some people crushed it. I like that they changed it up. And then when they came to the decorating, I think they had their game faces on.
I'm not much of a baker, but I came here with my friend and it was really interesting. It wasn't easy, but it was simple to follow and it was really fun.
She was the one who did all the decoration, and she was the one, who was giving all the instructions. So she's quite happy with it, and I'm also happy with it.
It was fun. I mean, we made memories, yeah, so we had a great time.
Fantastic too.
Caramel queen, caramel crunchy.
Sponge surprise.
Ron's mess.
Garrett's crusty salted caramel cake.
Caramel explosion.
I've got a winner in mind. Do you have somebody?
I think I do.
Do you think it's the same person?
I hope so. What do you think?
Ah, man, I love these baking bootcamps. They truly are a lot of fun. But right now, it is time to announce our Cape Town Selati Bootcamp winner. And it is none other than Tejal Kuverji. Well done. You can hear it. All right. No, Tejal, you'll be going up against our Joburg and Durban winners for the ultimate title of Greatest Baking Bootcamper and stand the chance of cooking right here with us on Expresso Show. Congratulations once again. But for the rest of you guys, make sure to keep your eyes open for the Joburg and Durban leg of the Selati Baking Bootcamp.
Always good, always sweet, beautifully flavorful Selati sugars add the perfect touch to your day. Selati, inspired by nature.